Dolphin Dave, he says, if Dart is there, you take him. The season is over anyway. Then you take an O-line, D-line, and second and fourth rounds. We've talked about that, Dolphin Dave. If you take the quarterback there at that point, the problem is the agenda, my brother. We got to be honest, okay? I love Tua. You all know. Now, would I have drafted him? No, I said it the day of the draft. I would have drafted Tristan Wirfs. That would have been my draft pick, okay? Because of his injury history, I wouldn't have taken him. But that didn't stop me after they took him. Didn't stop me to say, hey, look, this kid can play. Problem is now we're learning a lot of things. One, over the last couple of years, these people did not build a really good line in front of him. And then he has the insanity of putting his body at risk. So I'm with you in the sense that I would take a quarterback if there's one there at 13 because of his inability to stay healthy and his refusal to protect himself, which to me, that's the frustrating part about Tua. Look, man, injuries are going to happen. Any quarterback's going to take hits. You're going to take some hits. Things might happen. You might get injured. But it's not going to be nearly as much for him if he just plays it that way like he did 2 years ago. That's how he's supposed to play. You play like that, it's so minimal for him to get injured, right? But since he never chooses to play like that, he chooses to play how he played before and in Alabama and after. That's who he is, and that's why all the injuries are there. So I'm with you. But the problem is agenda drives this draft. You have an agenda of big picture, Dolphin Dave. One-Eyed Jack, NorCal, myself, we have big pictures because we're Bitcoin investors, CASPA. We're not looking to cash in next week, next month, 3 months from now. No. We know it's down the line. We know it's a year, 2, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. It's a generational type of thing. You understand? So we're long-term investors and we're long-term fans. So we're going to be here for a long time, but they're not. So it's all agenda driven. And it's like I tell you all out there sometimes. Oh, trade Tyreek. They can't. Agenda driven. The cap will kill them, and then that'll kill their jobs, and that's it. Jalen Ramsey. Agenda driven. They don't want to trade Jalen Ramsey, no matter what they tell you. How do they want to trade a player that's going to cause a $9 million hole in their cap that they cannot use now? And they're trying to save their ass. Counterproductive. They can tell you whatever they want because they have to do that. They have to try to paint some kind of different picture because they're trying to protect the player and themselves and all that bullshit. It's all agenda driven. And right now, unfortunately, they're trying to save their jobs and you can't blame them. So are they going to take a quarterback, Dolphin Dave? Probably not. They're going to take a lineman. They're going to take a corner. They're going to take a defensive lineman. They're going to take somebody they desperately need. They got to win. And they don't have the luxury of planning for 26 and 27 and 28. No luxury. That luxury went away the last couple of years. That's when they were supposed to do all of that for the last 2 years were their window. And then this was like, if you would have had success, you would have been able to have success this year. But unfortunately, the failures, everybody has abandoned ship. And that's why, you're left more with a skeleton of what you had the last 2 years because you didn't prove you can win. And everybody said, I'm out of here. So you're now left with what you have, and it's not going to be enough. But they have to make with whatever they can, and they've got to hit on as many picks as possible. They got to hit on as many undrafted. That's their agenda. So, Dolphin Dave, your agenda or my agenda, because we're here way past Cam Cameron. Dave Wannstedt is fucking gone. And we're still here. And Jimmy Johnson told us we were going to be special, and we never were. We were never special. And we're still here. So I get it, dude. And we're always going to be here. I'm just going to keep it real. I don't have much hope at all for this season. They're going to have to show me that there's something, but, logic tells you this is going to be a bad year if you look at the talent. And especially the head coach. I mean, really, you got to be, you have to be near insanity if you're trying to convince yourself that Mike McDaniel will figure it out. So everything's driven, Dolphin Dave, by agenda. Agenda drives this all. You all have to understand, you have one agenda, they have a completely different agenda. And so you have to put yourself in their shoes, and and this is the agenda they have. They have to try to overachieve and save their jobs. Can they do it? Hell no. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. But understand, agenda is the difference in the way things are being viewed. Okay? Ours is different than theirs at this moment in time. So it's going to make us unhappy overall. Unless they win. Unless they shock us.
This is the Big O Show. This is the